Hello, this is my YouTube channel, Hey Miss Giselle, for all of the distance learning videos that I will post on here. So you can rewatch them, you miss my face, you can rewatch them, and this is where you can complete some assignments too for our class. So this week we're celebrating Earth Day. Earth Day is on April 22nd, and it's basically a time where we can appreciate the earth, we think a little bit more about nature, and during these times it's a little bit harder to connect with nature. But I'm going to show you some ways that you can connect with nature from being at home. Okay, so at the start of every video, we're going to do something called deep belly breaths. Now, we have done this before in class, but we never called them deep belly breaths. The big word for deep belly breaths is diaphragmatic breathing, and it's just a way to calm down. So if you ever feel like your emotions are getting out of control, remember in second step, this is a way to calm down. So the way it is different, because we have done this in class, you're going to put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Just rising, you're going to try to keep your chest as still as possible. Instead, you're going to try to feel your tummy rise. So when you breathe in through your nose, you feel your tummy going up. When you exhale through your mouth slowly, you're going to feel your tummy flatten. Okay? And it does take practice, because even I sometimes have to tell myself, okay, we got to do that again. Because I get seated up straight, sit up straight. One hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. You can look at me, you can look down at your table, you can look down at your shoes, you can close your eyes, up to you. And we're going to do 3 of them, okay? So breathe in through your nose slowly, out through your mouth slowly, feel your belly flatten. And again, in through your nose slowly, feel your belly go up, out through your nose. One more. In through your nose slowly, out through your mouth slowly. And we're going to feel your lungs fill up with air and expand. So we're going to do that at the start of every video. And I would love if you did them too, but it is up to you. Scientists have actually done studies where they see that kids who spend more time in nature grow up to be happier adults. Now that doesn't mean if you didn't spend a lot of time in nature as a kid, you're not going to be a happy adult. But in general, when we are in nature, whether it's growing something, whether it's going for a walk in the woods or going for a hike, whatever it may be, you tend to be happier. It's calming, right? It relieves anxiety. Because of the circumstances that we are in, where it's safer that we stay at home because we don't want to interact with too many people, it may be harder to connect with nature, like going to the park may be a little bit harder, or if you don't have a backyard or a front yard. So I'm going to share with you some ways that you can connect with nature from being at home. I'm going to put links in the description of everything I'm about to share right now. So the number one thing that pops up that you can do at home to connect with nature is to grow something. Now, they have tons of nature kits. They have tons of grow kits where in the package, if you buy it, they're usually very cheap. It comes with a tiny biodegradable pot. It comes with a little hill of soil that you just add water and the soil grows, and seeds. That's all you need. And some sunlight. If you have sunlight, you can regrow food scraps. And this is one of my favorite things to grow. So for example, say if someone at home is using green onions, right? You keep the stem part where you can see the little roots. You get a glass of water, about this much with water. You put that part in the water, and overnight it starts to regrow and you can use it again. And the longer you keep it, you can plant it outside, I believe. So I'll put a video in the description that says all the different types of foods that you can regrow. Already, you can connect with nature by watching live streams of aquariums and zoos. And this is really, really cool. I believe on explore.org, you can look at the live cams of all these different zoos and aquariums that are doing live streams. So you can see the animals interacting with each other in a way that you wouldn't normally. Another thing you can do is that you can watch the stars using apps. So there is a link that I'll put of all the kid-friendly astronomy apps, where I believe if you put your phone camera or iPad camera, whatever it is, device that you're using, to the sky at night, you can see the different constellations. One of my favorites is watching nature documentaries. Now, I know, a documentary is so boring, but nature documentaries are some of the coolest documentaries you can watch. They're super entertaining. You'll be surprised how cool it is to see all these different animals, all these different plants in a way that you would never learn in school. It's important to remember that we are all connected to Mother Nature in some way or another. From the water and the food that feeds our communities to the plants and animals that live in our ecosystem, everything works together and we are all sustained by it. There's tons of ways we can connect with nature from being at home. All the things that I mentioned are going to be in links in the description, so you can look at those whenever you want, whenever you're feeling bored, or whenever you need to connect with nature. Now let's get to the fun part where we're going to do some guided drawing together. And it's going to be very simple, but it's been a long time since we made art together. So this is one way that we can do that, and I'm super excited to see how yours comes out. So we are going to make a pop-up card for Earth Day. You'll need a piece of paper and fold it horizontally from the left to the right side, and you're going to crease. Next, you'll take something round and trace the outside of it, only half of it. This next part is very, very important. You can take another color and you're going to trace that part of the circle, only the bottom and the top part of that circle. Next, you're going to take some scissors and you are going to cut along those parts that you just traced, only the bottom and the top part on the crease. Do not cut the entire circle. You're going to bring it to the side and fold it down. Next, open up your card completely and you're going to want to pop the earth out. This is the pop-up part. And fold it over and crease it down. You just made a pop-out circle. So you can use this to draw the earth, you can draw a face, you can draw anything you want in this circle. But for now, I'm just going to trace out this line and I'm going to draw the earth. Now that I have my circle, I'm going to take a map and I'm just going to loosely draw some continents. I'm going super fast here because I speed up the video, but you can pause it whenever you need to. And now I'm adding color. So, a technique you can do for coloring in large parts of something, you can take a marker and you can do shapes inside those spaces. Then you can take a lighter color and color in all of the spaces on top of that. Notice here how I'm filling it in with some marker, and when I take the colored pencil and start shading it in, I go darker around the edges. This is to create value. So having really dark colors on the outside edges makes it kind of look like it's popping up at you. So now we have more of a pop-up kind of earth. Now you can add some Earth Day messages. I wrote Earth Day is every day. I'm putting a border around the edges because I think borders make art look really nice and well put together. And you can add any decorations you want. So it looks like my earth is popping up out of space. I'm adding stars and little circles to make it look like it's floating in space. Then I'm going to add some color. So now to make my card even more complete, I'm going to take another blank paper and some glue. I'm going to flip my artwork back and I'm only going to put glue on the outer edges, not in the circle. So I'm going to put glue everywhere else. And once there's a good amount of glue everywhere else, I'm going to flip it on to the blank paper so it's all lined up. Your pop-up should still be popping outwards because you did not put glue right there. And you're going to crease down the new paper. So now you have a more complete card. and it'll feel even less flimsy. From this part, you can add another border, you can add more decorations. Just for time's sake, I'm gonna write Happy Earth Day on the front, but you can put whatever you want, whatever decorations you want to add. And that is how you make a pop-up Earth Day card. So, what did we learn in this video today? We did our deep belly breathing, our diaphragmatic breathing. We learned about different ways we can connect with nature from being at home, and we did a guided drawing together. You are smart, you are blessed, you are loved, and you can do anything. Have a wonderful day, and if that's hard, there's always tomorrow.